And the Sofronoff inquiry begins public hearings next week. Already there are suggestions the findings, though, will be damning. Criminal barristers are eyeing off the inquiry as a chance to get retrials of those people they say have been wrongfully convicted based on flawed DNA evidence. We're joined by our Sky News Queensland editor, Peter Gleeson. Peter, what does this mean?
Well, Tom, it means cases of people who were convicted for murder and rape on DNA evidence may have their trials reheard. That's the reality. The focus, quite rightly, has been on what matters may not have been properly prosecuted because of suspect practices at what was then known as the John Tong Forensic Unit. But you also got to take into account that wrongful conviction is now very much at play here. It's sort of reminiscent of the Lawyer X scandal in Victoria because it relates to convicted people in circumstances where suspect evidence was placed before juries, which ultimately led to secure convictions.
So lawyers are saying they have pretty strong grounds here, Peter?
Indeed, Tom, yes, they're saying it follows that if suspect practices have resulted in prosecutions not being properly advanced, then those same suspect practices are likely to have been in existence in cases where a person has been convicted on DNA findings, and these are findings that were not properly disclosed, and as such that person may have a right to request a reconsideration of their conviction, and that's what lawyers are looking at. They also say that these matters are worsened where the DNA that was not tested, which could ultimately lead to an exoneration of a person, has not been kept or it has been destroyed. And we know that that evidence has already been presented to the Sofronoff inquiry. And, of course, Sofronoff starts his public hearings next Monday. And this particular story, which has the potential to rock the foundation of the judicial system in Queensland, it comes as a result of the Shandy Blackburn case. Of course, we saw the podcast and Sky News documentary by Hedley Thomas, which has ultimately led to where we are today.
Peter, thank you. It's a story that has certainly rocked Queensland politics and continues to reverberate